What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So a few fragrances that I purchased from Fragrance Buy recently came in. One I've smelled once before, and then two I'm just really excited to get. One being a tester of 1 million Parfum. I've been wanting to get this for a while. This is the only one I've smelled before. We have a 30 ml of Atelier Cologne's Pomelo Paradise. Yes, I jumped on that. And then probably the most exciting one, Brioni Eau de Parfum Intense 100 ml. This will be the main event. We will save this one for last, but we're going to bust these open. We're going to check them out. Stay tuned. So I feel it's only right to start with the freshest fragrance. So I've heard from a lot of viewers that Pomelo Paradise is, quote, a banger, one of the best ones from the house. So those of you that didn't see my First Impressions live stream, I got Pacific Lime and Orange Sanguine recently. In the future, I'll be doing some collaboration reviews with my buddy Chad from A Gentleman's Journey on his channel. That was the purpose behind getting these. But I went ahead and grabbed the 30 ml. So I don't own a 30 ml from them. Obviously, that's what the bottle looks like. So those were 100 mls. It was like 56 bucks or something like that for a 30 ml. 30 ml goes a long way with me. I figure if I love it that much, I'll use it enough to buy 100 ml later, right? So let's see what we're working with here. Nice leatherette little casing. It says Atelier Cologne. Embossed into it. Let me get it to focus so you guys can see that. It's actually quite nice. Looks a bit different versus their 100 ml presentations. Atomizer is long and skinny. A little cheapy cap that goes on there, but let's give it a spray. So I don't remember the note breakdown exactly. I do remember that for being named Pomelo Paradise, there's no pomelo note that I've seen in it, so I don't know if it creates an accord. What a good atomizer. Look at that. Ooh, a juicy, sweet citrus smell. All right, we might have something really going on special here, guys. Oh my. Yeah! It's almost like juicy fruit type of smell. A little zingy, a little tangy. Wow. Okay, this is casual, playful, fun summer day type of thing. There's a spice giving it a little bit of zest, but it's more of a tanginess than a zest. A little tart, if you will. Gives it a little bit of tang. There's got to be a lot of orange in here. A specific orange, though. This is the kind of fragrance that'll put a smile on your face. I mean, there's no two ways about it. This smells really good. Really, really good. Dare I say, this is better than Pacific Lime and Orange Sanguine, and those are both amazing. Okay, and I have Clementine, California coming. That hasn't got in yet. At the recording of this, it's coming in tomorrow. That was part of the Canada Day sale purchasing haul that I have coming. This is separate. Guys, this is so good. Wow. This is impressive. Does it slide out of this easily? Just curious, or did they glue it on? It's not easy to take off, so I'm not going to bother taking it off, but wow. Wow. Let's pull the notes up, because this one's impressive.
A few minutes later.
Okay, so I'll have the notes on screen for you guys. This is according to Parfumo. 7.5 out of 10 with 294 ratings. That's a promising look. Citrus, fruity, fresh, sweet, and green. Florida grapefruit. That's oddly specific. Calabrian mandarin orange. Okay, so they definitely do have orange. Black currant bud. The heart notes are Japanese mint, Moroccan orange blossom, and Bulgarian rose. The base is Florentine iris, Haitian vetiver, and amber. It doesn't jump out as a dominant iris smell, but there is an inherent floral, lightly powdery tone. But I would say this orange mint and orange blossom are what's dominating this opening. That's what I think, because it's super fresh. Like I said, tangy. That mint is just, I think, intensifying the freshness of this orange and orange blossom smell. I'm not surprised to see orange blossom. It's like this fleshy type of orange smell that if you're familiar with orange blossom, you know what I'm talking about. This is so good. It doesn't remind me of any specific fragrances, though. This is... Look, I get it for 30 ml. $56 may sound like a lot. Maybe it doesn't. For a niche freshie, it's not too shabby. It is potent. I believe this is a Parfum. Yep, pure perfume. So it's a high oil concentration. I'm sure it's going to have some decent longevity. But it is just so bright and vibrant. Tangy. Tangy is such a good word. That is like word of the fragrance is tangy. We're going to check out the other ones, but we'll revisit this in the dry down and we will give them ratings. I was impressed by that Pomelo Paradise, but now I don't remember exactly how this smells because it was only one time that I smelled it. But this is 1 Million Parfum. I've been wanting to get this. I'm a huge fan of Lucky, Privé, Elixir. I really like Royal. I keep passing up getting that. I'll get it eventually. It's warm now. I'm gonna wait till the fall, but this. I remember this one being strange. I don't remember it exactly, but slide my watch up a little bit so we don't spray it. Big sprays. I'm going to give that a second because I have now soaked my hand. There's that bubblegum smell, that bubblegum sweet spice that 1 Million's DNA is known for. Distinctively bubblegum heavy, youthful, fruity bubblegum smell. I don't even know if there's fruits in here, but it's got a fruity bubblegummy smell. So delightful. Now I remember why I wanted it. There's a little bit of a slight sunscreen kind of feel to it, but not a coconut smell. There's a creamy floral tone to it. I want to say there's tuberose in here because that would make so much sense. I want to say, because I looked at the notes before, if I remember correctly, there's tuberose in here. And that would make so much sense with what I'm smelling because there's a little bit of a sunscreen, creamy, white floral smell while still having that bubblegum 1 Million DNA. Like, I don't know if this is the most proper Parfum flanker when it comes to relating to a DNA, but you smell 1 Million, so I guess all is fair. So it can technically be a Parfum flanker, right? It does have a richness, a thickness to the aroma, and you do get 1 Million's DNA, so I guess it's fair. It is a little different from 1 Million, though. This is pretty nice. This, for being sweet and being on the heavier wear side, like there's a thickness to it, it doesn't strike me as something you can't get away with in the heat. Maybe not the scorching, super high humidity heat, but maybe like a nice summer evening, like a casual summer evening. Nothing that's like a serious date night. Just a night out kind of thing in the summer. I think you can pull it off for that. That's probably what I'm going to wear it for. Just being honest. That's why I'm thinking that. This is what it reminds me of. Spring, summer, fall. Daytime, spring, fall, but I think very much evening, casual evening out. Spring, summer, fall. I actually like this way more than I thought I would. Because I sprayed it one time, and I remembered liking it. I didn't remember the aroma. It was at a Sephora. I had 1 Million Elixir on one hand and 1 Million Parfum on the other. It might have been this hand, too. I like this a lot. Some of you are going to be surprised to hear this, but I like it more than 1 Million Lucky. And I praise that one. None of them, I think, will ever knock Privé off its throne. That's my favorite version of 1 Million, but this is up there at a close second, tie for second with Elixir. I really like this a lot. Oh, yeah, I like this so much. Let's pull up these notes.
More moments later.
Okay, 1 Million Parfum, 7.5 out of 10 with 354 ratings. Another promising setup here. Sweet, synthetic, floral. Okay, so fruity and spicy. Tuberose. Okay, there is tuberose in here. Cashmeran, so a soft woody feel. And Broxen, really? Leather and labdanum. Leather? Really? I would not have guessed leather. Maybe as it dries down and gets deeper into the dry down? I don't really get much of that now. Like I wouldn't have guessed that in this top note. And it's got this fruity bubblegum sweetness, so I don't know what other notes are in here, because sweet's the main accord, yeah, and there's nothing sweet about the notes. It's as spicy as an accord, and there's nothing spicy about these notes either. This is really nice, though. I'm a fan. This is up there with Elixir for me. Privé's still my favorite. If I was to rank them right now, smelling this in the moment. It's 1 Million Privé. think 1 Million Lucky still, Elixir still edges this out at the number 2 hole. This third, then 1 Million Lucky, then 1 Million Cologne. I'm actually quite the fan of that one. Then the original 1 Million. So that's the ones I have. I know there's other flankers, the Intense, 24 Karat Gold. I don't have Royal, so I can't rank it in there. I have smelled it. I smelled it at duty free. I don't own it yet. It's probably it might beat this out from what I remember of it, but you never know. But it's actually quite nice. It's much more fruity and playful than the notes would indicate, because you see tuberose, you see leather and labdanum, and it's not as elegant as that note breakdown might indicate. It's way more playful and youthful than that. Like I said, fruity bubblegum. Nothing's accounting for it in the notes, but I like it. Now for what I believe to be the main event. This is Brioni Eau de Parfum Intense. So I had Notify Me on with Fragrance Buy. So when this went into stock, I got an email. Within 5 minutes of reading that email, which was pretty quickly from when I got it, I went and ordered some fragrances. I bought these two together. And this came in on another haul, and I just forgot to do it in that haul. But I have Brioni Eau de Parfum here. Big fan. And I've been wearing quite a bit Brioni Eclat, however you want to say it. So I really love those two. So I'm quite excited about this one, and I want to get the newest one, Essential. But I've heard good things about this. It's like citrus and a little bit of oud or something like that. So I don't know. We'll see. But here we are. Even the darkest of the 3 bottles that I have, but like a great gradient. Such quality to these bottles. Hefty base. It's like a label to their suits, I believe, is what they put on the front of the bottle. Great magnetic cap, strong quality stuff, and a solid atomizer. So we're going to give that a spray right here on the forearm. Ooh, wow, that was a big mist. I don't think I need more, but I'm going to just do another little spritz. It's like pretty much 2 full sprays. Has an earthiness to it. Out in the air. A little sour. Or bitter, more so than sour. Okay, so I read this when I was doing some research. Somebody said on Trollgrantica, shout out to them if you see this. I'm not calling them a troll, just the website as a whole. They were disappointed in it. They said it basically smells like a fruity Boss bottled oud. That's the first thought that comes to mind here is Boss bottled oud, actually. It smells like a similar oud oil, synthetic oud. I do think this is better, though. It smells cleaner, I think is a good word for this. But that comparison makes sense. Shout out to you if you see this, because I agree. There's a sharpness to it. It's a little astringent. Like, it's more citric than it is the apple. Like, I know the apple's still in the note breakdown. I remember the note breakdown pretty much like tangerine, pink pepper, bergamot, I want to say, is the other citrus. Oud, maybe patchouli or something like that, which is probably this earthiness that I'm getting. It's kind of green, a little bitter, woodsy. It does have that synthetic oud, Boss bottled oud smell, but this does smell a step above in quality. Not that it's some high quality fragrance, but compared to that, because I do get that relation, a strong relation to that. I do like this, but it's not better than the other two. Not to me. This is a very good fragrance. This is still going to get a really good rating, but I already smelled the other two, and the other two are way more versatile than this, and you guys know I like the mass appeal and stuff. This is going to be a more situational fragrance. This is more slightly dressy, cooler weather. Like semi-casual, semi-formal, cooler to cold weather. I don't think this would be all that good in the heat. Maybe in the evenings indoors, sure, in a climate-controlled environment. I do like it, but I don't like it more than the original, and I don't like it more than the Eclat, however you say it. But had I smelled this one first, who knows? It is really good. We're going to give this a rating in a little bit. I want to give it a little bit more time. It's getting smoother. Like I said, I like Boss Bottled Oud. This is better than Boss Bottled Oud. It's just the measuring stick is the original and the eclat for me. So, which those I gave 8s and 8.5. So this will be a little bit lower, but not much. It's still very good fragrance. So with that said, we need to pull these notes up.
12 seconds later.
Here we go. Brioni Intense. 8.2 out of 10 with 51 ratings. So there's people that are really digging this fragrance. Like I said, it is very good. I just don't think it's as good as the others. Woody, spicy, fruity, sweet, fresh. Mandarin orange, pink pepper, bergamot. Okay, that's what it is. I thought it was tangerine. Might have been on Trograntica where I saw tangerine. Green apple, saffron, patchouli. That's what it is. Saffron and patchouli combo. That's what I'm getting. Base notes of vanilla, oud, and ambroxan. Saffron and patchouli. That's what that earthy spiciness I'm getting is. That makes so much sense to me. It's very woody at this point. It is getting better and better by the moment. The settling in from the opening into the heart with a little bit of the top is like, it's a sweet spot for it. It's really good at this point. It might end up getting closer to the ratings on the other ones. I don't know. By the moment, it's getting better. Not that the opening was bad, but compared to the other two, I mean, apples to oranges here. But the DNA is coming out more. This does smell like an intensified aroma compared to the original, because I do smell the eau de parfum in here with some nuances added, such as this dry, woodsy, like pencil shaving, like oud smell. It's a very dry, woodsy tone, and it's more earthy and green overall. You don't have the violet, because Brioni Eau de Parfum kind of has this reimagined Fahrenheit thing going on. You get a little touch of that here, but I think this saffron patchouli oud combo, this dry synthetic oud, really changes the character on this scent profile. I bet this is, I mean, it clearly has high ratings and a lot of people appreciate it, but I bet it's the most polarizing for most people. Like if you were to blind test all three of these with just strangers on the street, I bet you this would be the least favorite. I'm willing to bet this would be the least favorite of the three. You never know, but call it a hunch. This is more of an enthusiast fragrance, I think, than for the masses. The other two are for the masses. This is for the community. Let's give them some ratings. So, we've got Atelier Cologne Pomelo Paradise. This is fantastic. It reminds me of something very specific. Like some effervescent vitamin C that you put in water, and it's kind of like Alka-Seltzer. It fizzes up and everything. Like that kind of orange. Now that it's dried down a little bit. This is really good. Now, as it's drying, it's not as good as Pacific Lime is as it dries. The opening's better. Which Pacific Lime, again, Pacific Lime was like almost mind-blowingly good for a fresh. Yeah, I absolutely love Pacific Lime. This falls in line with Orange Sanguine more because there's so much orange going on. I don't understand why it's called Pomelo Paradise. It doesn't smell like pomelo. It doesn't have pomelo. But this is really good. As it's drying, it's not as good as the opening, but it's still quite good. I think this one's very good. This one's a 7.5 out of 10. It's a very good fragrance. Very good. I'm not looking to give it the crown over Pacific Lime because that's currently my favorite from the house. I now have 3 from them. That is my favorite from the house. Yeah, 7.5 out of 10. Now then, 1 million Parfum. 1 million Parfum. It's so good. I really like this. It's the one I like the most of these 3. Go figure. I love how it's playfully sweet, but it has this just, like there's a more serious side of it standing over its shoulder because of the tuberose. It's clear that it's tuberose now that it's drying down. It's not as sweet and bubblegummy as it was. It's got like this dryness to it, almost a woody-like feel. This is great. I like this a lot. This is an 8 out of 10. I like it a lot. Yeah. Glad to have it. Glad to have it. And it's not so like dense or too sweet or anything that I don't think I can't pull it off, because at the recording of this, I just have a few short weeks till I'm moving to the beach, and I think I'm absolutely going to get some use out of this in the evenings. I don't think it's going to be the best daytime scent in the high humidity out there in the summer, but I think in the evenings, going to have some drinks or something, going to have some dinner while the wife has some drinks. I don't really drink all that much, but yeah, I like this a lot. 1 million Parfums, 8 out of 10. And finally, what I thought would be the main event. It's kind of like the co-main event, because it is going to be a higher rating than Pomelo Paradise. It is. It's getting better and better. It's getting a little smoky now. It's changing. This thing does nuance. This is the one that nuances the most of these three. I think we went in order of simplicity to complexity. And I'm not saying this is a super complex fragrance, but compared to the other two, there's more complexity here. It has a smokiness to this now, creeping in a bit. Its rating, every time I go back to it to sniff it, its rating bumps up a little bit. Because I was originally going to give it a 7.5. Then before I sniffed it just now, I was thinking it's going to get 3/4 of a point. I'm going to go 7.75, which is a rare number for me. But I think it's a straight up 8 out of 10, like the Eau de Parfum. Because I gave the Eau de Parfum an 8 out of 10. I gave the Eclat an 8.5 out of 10, which I still think that's the best one. It's most wearable, most versatile. This is great. It's getting better and better by the moment. It nuances, it changes. I see why people enjoy this one. It just gets better by the moment. 8 out of 10, great. It's a great fragrance. It did end up being the main event. Because if you're a hobbyist when it comes to fragrances, especially from a designer, you want stuff like this. Because designers typically don't change a whole lot. They don't nuance a whole lot. Maybe they're not always the best quality, and they'll be very synthetic and blah, blah, blah. All the things that come, redundancy. And yes, at first, this had a little Boss Bottled Oud going on, but it's changed. 8 out of 10. Well, that's the 3 that I have for you today. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. Have you tried any of these 3? What do you think about them? Are you fans of any of these? Very curious. They're all good. I mean, the worst one was a 7.5 out of 10. It's a niche freshie. It smells great if you like orange. A lot of orange blossom. You got to like orange blossom. Keep that in mind. But good stuff for sure. And the more Brioni Eau de Parfum Intense dries, the more I think I can wear that in summer evenings, especially indoors. So yeah, I'm vibing with them. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of these 3 and you give them a spray now, you might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.